And joining us now are Claudia Arrecis and Father Ed Riley, and together they run the Boston chapter of Momentum, which is a ministry supporting Catholic single mothers. It's so great to have you both here. Welcome to the living room.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, you got to first start with telling us about what Momentum is and how the Boston chapter began. I heard it started in Canada.
Correct. The Momentum is a Catholic single mothers community. It's really focused on the teachings of the Catholic Church. It provides a safe community, a community where women feel welcomed, embraced, and loved. It actually took off on its own, right, Father? When we reached out to the Archdiocese and realized that there was no resources within the Boston Archdiocese. And so I spoke with Father Ed about it, and through prayer and discernment, we started our chapter at Wakefield, and we started in September. And we're on our third meeting so far. It's going great.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for bringing that ministry over here to the Boston or greater Boston area as well. And I'd love to hear how you believe that mothers and single mothers especially feel misunderstood or forgotten in the church.
Absolutely. The pro-life movement has a wonderful support and resources, but eventually the children grow up and there's a womb that's left there, and there's a need. There's a need to, heal the soul, and that is what Momentum does. It really reaches the heart of women of all types. There's also a lot of, stigmas within being a single parent, and within the church, sometimes it could be harder. And I would have to say that women come from all walks of life. We don't end up choosing, it could be out of husband dying, or some have been assaulted, and some have unfortunately gone through a divorce. So there's all sort of walks of life that bring you into being a single parent. So it's just important that the church is a welcoming place. I feel that Momentum is like the Easter Vigil light.
Oh, I love that.
We're entering into the hearts of these women in these situations, and we're just passing on the light, and to each one, and we're just bringing Jesus. We're just bringing him to them so that they could feel the love of the beloved.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Claudia. I love that imagery of the light, of the Easter candle. That's what we all hope to do in the church. So,
yes.
Wow, beautiful image. And I'd love to hear how, all of us can support single women, of course, in the church. Have you heard of and seen through Momentum or others how we can do so?
I think right now nationwide there's a big movement. I've met some wonderful women who are doing great work. I know that there's something called Walking with Mothers that I believe it was initiated by the bishops of the United States, is my understanding. And so this is a great combination of it. And so the way we can support Catholic single mothers is actually providing welcoming environments to the church. When you have retreats, offer child watch. That's a huge, huge thing. Sometimes also the children don't have a really positive male role model, so it would be a way of maybe praying about it, right, Father, and think of ways on how we can create something where we have faithful, godly men being able to support the women and their children by, hanging out with them and just being of a good source to them.
That's beautiful. Yeah, and I'd love to hear from you, Claudia, or Father, how you've also encouraged single women, especially in the church, who might have never seen themselves, in this situation, but find themselves here.
Yeah, I think very often in my own experience as a priest, now 25 years, I consider that single mothers some of the most heroic individuals I know, certainly women who gave great sacrifice, for whatever the circumstances, that they're now the primary caretaker, and sometimes there may be shared custody in some situations, but the primary responsibility weighs on the mom, and so to be able to see that, recognize that, and it affects our parish life, because certainly if you have children who are with one parent one weekend and then with the other parent the next weekend and back and forth, they're missing catechetical programs, or they're not in the same community for Mass, or they can't go to the youth group, the same time every week. So this reason is to really reach out and welcome them and recognize, and it's not a small number. We speak very often about our sisters and brothers who suffer through the pain and divorce for the marital situation, and yet at the same time, that same number is quite large for single mothers who are ever prevalent. Usually, my experience, just very, very faithful and zealous. And it's a great way for the church to realize she's a mother for mothers. She's a mother of mothers, and she can continue to support them.
That's beautiful. Thank you. And I'd love to hear, let's dive into momentum here. So how do you support Catholic single mothers? What events are going on or activities that you do?
Certainly, there's ways to connect virtually. There's meetings that go on every Sunday and every Wednesday, as well as local chapter retreats, in-person meetings. Also, our Father has offered himself to be a supportive source to the women if they want to talk to him. So just having a really faithful priest that would believe in the mission and support the women in their healing.
That's great. I know, Father, then you're bringing also that male influence as well that the kids would have in their lives too, which is beautiful. I'd love to hear the fruits that you've seen in being a part of the ministry.
I think where you see it, it's actually bringing a community together. So we're a shrine, and our primary mission is a healing shrine at the Lazarus Center for Healing Shrine. So this is a natural, in my eyes, to bring a ministry like this to the shrine. But you can already see, you know, so we have the Mothers Gathering, and Claudia's done a tremendous job of kind of being the moderator and the catalyst for the promotion and encouragement. She runs the meetings, so they're roughly 2 hours once a month on a Saturday. But we have volunteers who come in and take care of the children, because some of the little children obviously can't leave at home. So you've got daycare. We've had volunteers come in and they set up, donate furniture and things like that from different homes. And then we've got some folks who will just drop off, you know, coffee cake and things like that. So it just makes it much more comfortable and welcoming. And the environment for the moms, we set up little couch chairs, so it's not like a standard lower church where you've got hard iron, you know, metal chairs, but it's really, it's very, yes, like a living room. And so they feel just the dignity of those simple things, which every parish certainly can continue to provide. So it's been really positive, and I think just the community knows that we're reaching out. It's edifying to think, my gosh, we're doing something for this large number of our sisters. So.
That's amazing, an incredible ministry. Well, if women want to join or get involved or share out, I have a good friend I would love to share this resource with. How can they get involved with Momentum?
Certainly, they could, you know, join us on every third Saturday at the Lazarus Shrine. We meet there 1 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And there's also other ways you can check out on Google and search for momentummothers.org, and you'll be able to find more resources there.
Incredible.
And there's a large Zoom event coming up on December 18th.
Yes, that's correct. Thank you for reminding me.
And that's just an open invitation, December 18th, 7:30 in the evening, just a Zoom, and they can get more information through both the Catholic Mothers, but also at the Shrine. We'll have that information as well. And that's just to take an interest, to learn more about. And I have to say, to Claudia's credit, we've been 3 months now at the Shrine, just with this new ministry, and already there's a priest friend, because Claudia reached out, who wants to bring the ministry to his parish in the Archdiocese of Boston. So you can imagine this is how the trickle effect really is going to happen so beautifully.
Absolutely, and we need this in the church, as we've just heard from you both. So thank you so much for sharing. Everyone out there, as they've mentioned, momentummothers.org, as well as the event that's happening on the 18th, December 18th at 7 p.m.
7:30 p.m.
7:30 p.m. And that flyer also was on our screen earlier. So please feel free to check it out. Reach out to Father Ed and Claudia through the website. And thank you both again for your time and for your ministry and
Thank you.
just bringing this to the church.